Before we start the video, please make sure you check out my Discord. The link is in the description box and in the comments section. The reason being is that I post a new video every day that is available to only Discord members and not on YouTube. So if you want to get an advantage on your opponents, please make sure you join my Discord. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Nerd out here showing off G2 and Gambit CT setup and tricks on Vertigo. The first half of the match contains setups from their match in IEM Katowice. The rest are from random matches, so let's get into it. Shiro's opting towards A and he's gonna bait Nafny. He's gonna wait back while Nafny gets info and clears ramp. Shiro has a flash in case Nafny is getting pushed, as well as watching the yellow push. Nafny doesn't see anyone ramp and Shiro will peek ramp from back platform. Nafny mollies the right corner and that angle gets cleared. Shiro's gonna move over to top yellow holding. He's gonna hear the flash and dodge it, then repeat killing Hunter. He repeats but doesn't see anyone and Nafny is actually gonna kill next to ramp. Shiro holds an off angle yellow, however he should have held where he was originally, because he has no cover since yellow is spammable and he's gonna get spammed and dies. Nafny is gonna go towards platform ramp and jiggle peek to see if anyone is bottom yellow. He crosses over to yellow and spams the smoke. The reason why Nafny is playing so aggressive and carelessly peeking like this is because of Hobbit, who was listening in on connector at the beginning of the round to hear if G2 have heavy ramp presence or not. The smoke's gonna fade and he's gonna jump spot sandbags. He mollies the corner for Shiro and resumes jump spotting. G2 will retake ramp and Shiro kills one. Nafny will peek ramp hoping G2's attention is on Shiro and kills Nexa. Shiro dies and Nafny will fall back to A, which is a smart move. There's no need to peek and give him another kill to G2, allowing them back into the round. Gambit are in a 4v2 after Shiro's death. Nafny falls back and his teammates are flanking and rotating over after Shiro spots the last two, which I'm gonna skip the rest of the round here. Hobbit is a mid player, and as a mid player you're doing a lot of rotations. He throws a ramp smoke. He waits after throwing the smoke to listen to footsteps to see if he needs to come over to A to help. He doesn't hear many footsteps and he goes over and helps mid. G2 will show presence towards stairs, which pulls inters to B. This in turn causes Hobbit to throw a mid molly to slow down a B split if that were to come through. Action happens towards A ramp and Hobbit sticks his ground watching mid, killing a lurking Nico. Had his teammates given up ramp, then that could possibly draw him over, or if one of them had died then he would rotate and inters would pick up mid. I'm not going to show it here, but when Shiro spots the last two players and dies, Hobbit's going to run over to A. Inters is the other B player. He's gonna molly mid and fall back to B platform watching mid since Hobbit is connector listening. He is aware that G2 can boost to peek him, so good on him for being alert. Action is gonna happen towards stairs and pulls inters over to help Axel if need be. He had a flash ready for Axel. He's gonna watch the boost as well as if the T's are peeking from the back right corner, which is very common. He falls back behind Jen holding. He will make first contact before Axel swings and peeks. Inters does have two flashes and a smoke left, so if time comes down late, he can smoke off stairs. As a B rotator player, when your mid player goes over to help towards A, you're in charge of picking up mid most likely. He could also smoke between the two white boxes there if there's an execute happening. Axel is the B anchor and he's going to throw an incendiary stairs at the beginning of the round. He doesn't throw it at the entrance here because sometimes T's will throw a smoke towards the entrance to help them get control. Then he is going to throw this one-way smoke off his sandbag here and jump on top of danger. He's going to miss his time in killing Amanek, but he gets the info that at least two players are towards stairs. Axel falls back and plays more of a passive angle. He's going to check to see if G2 are boosting through catwalk. Axel is going to wait ninja and will swing off Inter's contact. G2 are towards A and the last two players are eventually spotted towards A and Axel is going to big flank, which I'm not going to show. Nafny is going to go A ramp to help get control. This time around we're going to see Shiro with a really good A ramp spawn, so he's going to peek and clear it. Nafny will have an incendiary out in case he feels presence and plays anti-flash on his way towards back platform. Mid-ramp smoke comes in from G2 and Nafny is going to spam it. He does hit Nexa for a little. Nafny will peek very aggressively, even being out in the open, waiting for the smoke to fade. He'll clear yellow and jump spot afterwards. Shiro's going to rotate, leaving him solo. When you're jump spotting as a solo player, when you take contact you need to fall off the site. So fall back and allow your teammates to rotate in to help you. There's no need to fight the retakers. Nafny takes contact here and he throws an incendiary and falls back to short, where he smokes it off. He focuses on short and dies from behind. Shiro's got the ramp spawn to go for a pick and doesn't see anyone. G2's mid-ramp smoke comes in and Shiro plays back holding yellow. He will molly right corner, but we're gonna see it doesn't reach Nexa. Shiro stays until ramp is clear. The smoke fades and Nafni doesn't see anyone. Shiro's gonna leave Nafni to solo A to jump spot, and he's gonna go connector where he has fast rotation to A if need be. Nafni's gonna spot players and Shiro tries getting this short, however G2 molly it and he falls back to double, where he gets a nice 3k. Unfortunately, he doesn't see the second player cross who kills Nafni. I'm gonna skip the rest of the round here as Gambit's gonna eventually win this 4v2. Hobbit's gonna smoke ramp and he's gonna listen to see if he needs to come over to help towards A. He doesn't hear much presence and he's gonna rotate to mid where he plays sandbags. It's an interesting angle because he has an MP9, which he's using like a rifle. I prefer if he had a closer angle, but luckily Inters is there to help him. Again, we see Hobbit mollying mid when Inters rotates over to B when there was presence there. Like I said before, the thought process here is to slow down the mid presence to see if there is a B split and or to allow Inters to rotate back to help him if need be. G2 is going to execute B with a smoke towards mid to keep Hobbit's rotation in place. G2's strat here is to fake B and throw a mid smoke and rush A. You saw it would have worked if Shiro didn't shut it down because the mid smoke kept Hobbit from rotating faster. Hobbit was waiting for the Nico lurk, but that never came through and he's going to eventually rotate to A. Again, we're going to see Inter start off mid and mollies it, then he falls back to mid platform. He's got to be careful here for the boost because in this round he's not really watching for it as compared to the last round. Stairs control is being taken from G2 and that's going to pull him over to help Axile. We have the same setup as the previous round where he plays Gen while Axile's ninja. The execute comes in from G2 where they smoke off both generators and Inter is going to push through the smoke and he throws a smoke of his own to give him space to push through and to work around. However, he doesn't have a good view of helping out Axile. Luckily G2 fake it and go A, otherwise that could have been an issue. He flashes for Axile to peek stairs, however Axile's not going to see anyone and Inters rotates over to A where a lot of players were spotted from G2. The reason why he didn't rotate over to mid here was because Hobbit was mid the whole round and doesn't see anyone. Axile's limited on nades and he doesn't have a molly this round. He will instead flash stairs and then he throws his one-way smoke. This time around, instead of going danger, he will go to the right on catwalk and peek below the stairs. He spots Kenny's legs for 1 second. Axile keeps holding and eventually falls back to the smoke fading. He will reposition Ninja and he has a Bane switch with Inters. The execute comes in and G2 never commit. Axile will get flashed to peek stairs, which I don't show, and I'm going to skip the rest of the round here. In round 7, I'm highlighting Hobbit's rule to listen for a ramp after throwing his smoke. He's going to hear a bunch of players running towards ramp. This causes Hobbit to start off towards A and help out, which he's going to help shut down the rush. Hobbit's going to die, but we saw the importance of him starting over towards A just by listening. Round 12, Nafani rushes Ivy, flashes yellow, and jumps to get behind the beam. G2 doesn't even know that he's there. Hobbit at sandbags baits for him by shooting. He's gonna get a flash at the perfect time by Shiro, and is able to get 2 kills before dying. Shiro's gonna head ramp where he will be supporting by throwing nades. He waits to throw his nade set to allow G2 to push up behind their smoke. Then he deep nades and mollies behind their smoke top ramp, which does good damage to G2. He gets on top of default and flashes for Nafani. His flash was spot on and nets his teammate 2 kills before falling. Then Shiro will hold Ivy and gets a pick onto Kenny. Axile will flank and kill Nico, which I'm going to skip here. Hobbit throws the ramp smoke and he hears a bunch of players going towards ramp, so with that information he will shift towards A. Hobbit's going to go to sandbags where he too mollies and nades ramp, which do good damage to G2. Afterwards, he sprays yellow to do damage to the G2 players if they're there, and to shift G2's attention to him. Hobbit's gonna fall back and hold an off angle on top of default. I'm gonna skip the rest of the round here as nothing else too important happens. Inter starts mid again, however he's gonna stay holding mid since Hobbit went to A. He's gonna throw a one-way smoke and then nade through window. You see the gap it leaves to the bottom right. We won't get to see it in use in this round, but I have an example of it later. He's gonna fall back to connector and hold mid from there, since there was heavy presence towards ramp. He's gonna have a fast rotation to A. Despite all the action towards A, Inter still holds mid. They don't need him to rotate yet. I'm gonna skip the rest of the round here as nothing interesting happens from his POV. Axile's a B anchor, he's gonna be the solo player here. He's gonna be mollying and nading stairs from the start of the round, then he holds towards the back beam. He's gonna change his position to an off angle towards catwalk watching stairs. He will eventually catch Amanek lurking in the back right corner of stairs. As a solo B anchor here, you don't want to rotate unless the bomb is planted or your team has bomb. The best position to hold on Vertigo as the solo B anchor is behind default. As long as you have a smoke, you'll see why later. I skip what Hobbit usually does in the beginning round because you already see what he does. This round highlights his rotation to B. G2 will molly platform, and he in returns throws a molly mid. The mid molly allows him to rotate over to B, where he will throw a set flash for his B teammates. Also here, the mid molly gives time for one of his teammates on A to rotate to pick up mid, in which Shiro does from connector. Gambit's gonna shut down G2's B execute. In the same match, I'm gonna show you G2's CT side. Round 21, G2 had no money for nades. Amanek started the round with a smoking decoy. He has an AUG, which is a strong weapon for the angle he's holding. He likes to hold on top of the construction barrel zoomed in. Now you can see he has a smoke. Think of this position as how you would play Pit on Inferno. The smoke he throws will give him a one-way. There's a couple of ways to use this smoke here at default. You can throw it to extinguish the default molly, throw it when it's late round, or when the enemy team is executing. The main difference is that this smoke, if you throw it beforehand, won't put out the molly, unlike the pit smoke, although there are some mollies that bypass the pit smoke. Anyways, the smoke here can give you room to work with, as well as it delays the enemy, allowing your teammates to rotate in. Amanek chooses to throw the smoke late round to give him an assurance to help close the round. He gets one kill, however gets traded out. It's very hard to spot him in the smoke. So as a solo anchor on B on Vertigo, we see how strong that position can be if you have a smoke. In the same round, Hunter has a smoke for stairs entrance, and makes it look like G2 are retaking it. He positions himself on the beam, aims here, takes one step and jump throw. Nico starts off in mid holding the crack spotting. If he takes contact then he will molly, if not he will hold on to it. There's going to be no presence from Gambit mid early on, and Nico gets to an off angle. He's going to throw the retake stairs molly from mid when Hunter throws the stairs entrance smoke. Then he's going to fall back to sandbags where he tries to throw the one-way smoke we saw Gambit throw earlier. The smoke Nico throws isn't going to leave a one-way in the bottom right corner. The smoke is actually going to miss because it doesn't leave a one-way in the bottom right corner how we saw earlier with Gambit. I'm going to skip the rest of the POV here because I wanted to highlight Nico's crack in the beginning that he holds as well as the nade set he threw. In the same round over towards A, G2 have a mid-round setup where Kenny will smoke mid-yellow and flash ramp to allow Nexa to swing and clear anyone holding the sandbag jump up towards yellow. You'll see Nexa throw his own flash to clear anyone in yellow. To do so, he's going to position himself with the wall while crouch, aims in the top right corner of the window, then left click. For a flash in the same position, he's going to move his crosshair towards the mid-bottom window and left click while crouched still. Nexa's towards Ivy and he's going to be jiggle peeking. When Kenny throws his nade set, then Nexa will throw a flash off the wall above the door for yellow. He'll swing and clear yellow and see no one's there, and then he'll eventually fall back Ivy and jiggle peek with a smoke. Nexa is going to call for the nade set because he's closer towards Ivy and he can hear if Gambit's coming up ramp or scaffold. So he hears Gambit uses the nade set to clear out ramp, so that's when he calls for the nade set. When it comes to late round, if he doesn't spot anybody, then he could smoke deep towards Ivy and then play behind the smoke. Next, I'm going to show you a standard setup at B where you have a player close danger and the other player towards default flashing for the danger player to peek stairs. So Hunter hears danger and Amanek is going to be flashing for him. They're not going to find a kill here, however they get info that nobody is stairs. We see the flash come in, Hunter jumps up, doesn't see anybody, and then a moment later, he's going to flash again, and then Hunter peeks again and doesn't see anybody. After the second flash and the peek here, Hunter's going to fall back into a more passive setup on B. Round 26, Kenny S goes for a ramp peek and he doesn't spot anyone. Gambit's mid-ramp smoke comes in and Kenny makes a nice play and jumps over towards yellow and picks off Nafany. Over at B, we see the same setup that I showed earlier where Amanek will be flashing for Hunter to peek stairs. This time around they only do it once and then afterwards they're going to throw retake nades. I originally saw Vitaly do this first, I believe, where they threw the stairs retake nades and then pushed to take control. Here G2 faked the control with the nades. Amanek will be throwing the molly to the right under stairs and then Hunter will be smoking the stair entrance. G2 switches Kenny and Hunter for each site and Amanek's going to sit back here while Kenny baits for him. Hunter is the other B player, he's going to go danger and he molly stairs entrance. Recall that earlier I showed Gambit mauling mid stairs because sometimes T's throw a stairs entrance smoke to take control of stairs. Hunter's mollies gets put out by that. He'll also nade stairs. He's going to call for a flash and Amanek does so. Hunter will jump on top of Danger after a flash and he doesn't see anyone and sprays the smoke. He's going to fall back and throw the stairs entrance smoke, then he will swap positions with Kenny. G2's thought process about swapping positions with Hunter and Kenny is because since Kenny got an initial pick at A, they're going to move him towards B here, thinking that Gambit's going to avoid A since Kenny's there with an op. G2 are playing retake on A, Hunter rotate over from B after plant. He's going to throw the retake smoke that lands front sight. The other smoke you want to throw when retaking is smoking off short. Nico will throw that. He gets on top of double, while crouch, aims here, left click throws while taking one step forward. Amanek and Hunter go aggressive stairs and get control of it. Amanek's going to cover Hunter from top stairs. They get control and Hunter rotates to A, leaving Amanek to anchor solo. Amanek plays on top of the cone behind default. Amanek throws a random flash towards stairs to make it look like there's two players there, one peeking. EG is going to execute and Amanek throws a one-way smoke and kills Cirque. His teammate rotates in and help him. You see here Amanek throws a smoke when he sees EG's execute comes through. Hunter has the best spawn for stairs. He rushes it and he throws a flash off the box and he drops down. Then he throws nades to take control of the area a little bit past the entrance, which I don't think is very useful because there's not many angles you could hold in this position and it's very easy for Tees to retake it. In my opinion, it's better off to hold on to his nades. He's going to rotate over to A, where G2 do an information play, where they're going to force the fight into ramp. However, it doesn't spot anyone or any presence, so they all rotate over in time to help Amanek defend against the B execute. Nico only has a smoke and he's going to hold behind sandbags. He will use his mid smoke when G2 are ready to retake ramp. He uses his time after throwing the smoke to rotate back to A for the mid round ramp retake. He won't spot anyone and he's going to rotate over to B, which I'm not going to show. Next is here with Kenny on towards A. They're not going to do anything too crazy this round here. He's going to go by the crane. He's going to hold on to his molly actually. And then he goes towards Ivy where he throws a smoke. He'll wait for his teammates to come back. And then mid-round, they're going to retake ramp, which you'll see here Nexa is going to push Ivy and hold. G2 will rotate everybody but Nexa. They're going to leave Nexa towards A. Kenny has a rifle this round and he's going to wait double. When his teammates are ready to retake ramp, Kenny will molly top yellow, however he misses. Then he flashes for Nexa to peek Ivy, and then he flashes ramp for Nico and Hunter. His teammates don't see anything ramp and Kenny rotates the connector, picking up mid, and then he'll eventually rotate to B, helping Amanek. EG are running the Astralis B Vertigo execute that I did cover in one of my videos. If you want to see it, click this link on the top right. To throw the molly, you're on double, you get in the corner while standing, aim here, and then jump throw. It's going to molly this area here behind yellow, which helps Nexa in order for him to clear it. So G2 actually play EG twice during the Blast Mirror, and this is from their second match. So don't get confused seeing the scoreline 3-3. So this time around, you're going to see Nico and Hunter mid-round push mid for info. They're going to get the trade. You can see here if EG didn't have anybody mid, then G2 have a lot of information as well as they could flank pretty quickly. Earlier I showed Hunter going for an aggressive peek, jumping downstairs with a flash. This time around it will be Amanek doing that role, and then however he flashes off the beam, comes down, does some spray with the UMP, gets one kill. He's going to fall, but Hunter is able to get two here. Hunter's going to cover Amanek from top stairs. He does get flash. When he recovers, he's going to peek. I said earlier he gets a 2k, but actually he's going to get a nice 3k here. He'll fall off after getting the 3 kills and doesn't force a fight with the last player, allowing his teammates to rotate in. Amanek has the best stairs spawn, and he's going to rush downstairs. He'll flash off the box Hunter did earlier, and then he's going to hold the position behind the stairs as an off angle, while Hunter rotates over. This is a pretty sick off angle. I'm not going to show the rest of his POV here because EG go towards A. Earlier I showed Nexa jiggle peeking, however he didn't make contact then. This round he's going to make contact and take damage while he does so. He deploys his smoke and then EG will choose not to run through it. Nexa is going to play behind the smoke and when the smoke starts to fade, he's going to fall back, and G2 go into a retake setup. That's the only issue jiggle peeking, is that you can take damage from the spam. Nexa's really low on health and he overextends and peeks and dies. Earlier I showed a clip where Nafny rushed Ivy and got behind the beam with a flash off the beam. Hunter uses it to get down yellow, which Glaive came about with it. With Nexa's nade support, Cirque gets owned by the flash and killed by Hunter, then he resmokes ramp and hears someone get tagged up by Nexa, which Hunter sprays the smoke and kills Ethan. Hunter was going to rotate back to B, however Nico dies mid and then he kills Tarek. Nexa is the other A player and he does support nades off the beam here, so he empties his util set. Besides the smoke, he waits for EG's molly to end before peeking. When he peeks, he's going to spray the bottom right corner, which a lot of times you'll see T's camping behind there in case they do boost. He does tag up a player and Hunter hears that, which causes him to spray the smoke and gets a kill on Ethan. Sorry, I forgot to say earlier that Kenny's also helping out towards A during Hunter's POV. He's going to throw a flash for a ramp that also blinds Cirque. He does have another flash ready in case his team needs it. Kenny's going to go towards back platform here and he's going to peek over the box towards ramp. It doesn't see anybody. So Hunter clears ramp and he's going to rotate out to B. Nexa is there to support Kenny if need be. Kenny's going to hear a mid-ramp smoke which causes him to peek ramp and kills Stannis. And then Kenny will fall off the angle afterwards. Nico in this round is going to throw the ramp smoke and then he's going to come back towards mid and hold an off angle. He's not going to spot anybody while he's here in this off angle. Nico is going to change his position to the mid platform in case Amanek needs help. Now Nico's in a different off angle on mid platform watching mid. He's going to take the fight with Tarek. Nico's going to molly mid and unfortunately Tarek pushes through and kills him. Amanek is a solo B defender this round. Early on he molly stairs. He's going to nade stairs as well and then he's going to go behind default. He does have a smoke here and he also has an AUG. So he likes to zoom in on this angle here that he holds, which he'll catch Breeze. But he does have a smoke and we saw earlier that he could use the smoke as a one-way. Or Amanek can use this smoke to smoke out the molly if EG threw one towards default. Breeze is going to try to get in the back right corner, which I call this position to pre because he loves doing it. Hunter gets down yellow throwing the flash off the beam, then the next play is very common. You'll see teams smoke off ramp entrance and molly box and take control of it. After throwing the nade set, Hunter pushes through and gets a kill, then dies, however Nexa is there to trade. Let's just say there was no ramp smoke up, and you want to throw the same utility set. You just aim above the 5 on the right, and then molly off this wall here. Just be careful if a T is hiding behind the smoke in this corner here. So Nexa's throwing the nade set as Hunter goes down yellow. When it's time, Nexa will flash for Hunter to go through the smoke, and then Nexa is going to get close and he'll also push through. Nexa gets down towards ramp and he plays behind G2's mid-ramp smoke. He sees the double nades come through and he's waiting. So he'll flash after Hunter's nade set. Hunter goes through the smoke. He gets one kill before dying. Nexa will trade and then he gets a blind kill onto another player. He gets full ramp control. EG are going to go towards B. Kenny's going to throw the ramp smoke and then he's going to throw one flash for ramp. Kenny's going to go back mid after throwing his nade set and he doesn't see anybody. However, he does hear some presence towards ramp through the connector wall here. Kenny's going to roll back towards A. He's going to help his teammates get ramp control by covering them from afar with his AWP. He's going to come around Ivy, peek down ramp, however smokes are up so he can't see and he almost lands a shot through the box on one of the players. He pulls out a flash for Nexa in case he needs it. Nexa has full ramp control and Kenny rotates back to mid. Nico, who started off towards B, is going to rotate to mid here since Kenny rotated to A and he's going to pick up mid. With him being close towards B still, he has a lot of nades to support Amanek if need be. Nico gets behind sandbags and this time around he gets the better of Tarek. So I showed earlier that you could jiggle peek towards Ivy. Well, at B you could jiggle wherever this area is and you could spot stairs. The only issue with this is in case somebody boosts danger, you might get caught out. When Amanek takes contact, he's going to smoke off the area in between the two white boxes. Back to Gambit, Axel has the B spawn and he's just going to rush downstairs dry, no flashes, just a molly towards the stair entrance. He's going to get close in the corner of stairs here and then when the smoke fades, he kills the player. Which here is going to be BMAS. First, however, he's going to peek over this smoke here, acts as a one-way for him. He's not going to see anybody and then He hides in this corner here to his right. Like I said, when the smoke fades, he peeks and kills BMOS. Inters is going to be supporting Axile with the flash here, in case he needs it. However, he's not. So Axile is able to get to the corner on stairs here in a bit, and Inters is going to push up. Inters is going to bait Axile, so when Axile takes contact, Inters will peek. After Axile gets a kill into BMOS, Dexter is going to try and trade, however Inters is there to help him. G2 had a mid-round play where they peeked ramp, but they used utility. Gambit have a strat where they're just going to dry peek ramp with multiple players. They're going to pull all their players towards A besides one at B, and they're going to try to retake ramp just by peeking. Gambit's going to send 3 players towards upper ramp to peek and to get that information, while Shiro has the op watching short. The last thing I'm going to show you is Inter's one-way smoke. I showed earlier him throwing it, I showed Nico throwing it. Unfortunately, both of them didn't see anybody. This time, Inters will spot A core coming through the smoke, or crossing the smoke, and he kills him, and then he's able to fall back. Here's A core's POV. He gets super close to the smoke, he doesn't know it's a one-way, and then, fortunate for him, he gets killed. Here's a round overview of mid. You can see there's a slight gap there. I don't think the T's can see it through it, and Inters has the one-way, and he kills A core.